Just think about that. You're sitting here criticizing a person who has a gun, and they do shoot you. Just ask people that. They shoot you. So that's my battle cry. I know you don't have the authority to do that. However, from here on in, all my presentations will have that in it somewhere. That I want the police officers not to have guns when they come in here and they sit in back of me. Makes me nervous. I don't know if you ever thought about that, but it's crazy. It's like me criticizing Dan, and Dan has a gun. That would make me nervous. So I would ask him to leave it outside. Leave it outside. You want to come in cities. It's intimidating. The people that come in here first and see a bunch of cops running around. Or security. It's intimidating. You shouldn't do that. Unless you need them. Have them sit outside. Or leave their guns out there. Come on in. Come on in, John. Sit down. Leave your gun outside. Yes. You hear that one?
I'll make this quick. First of all, I suggest that you look outside of police forces for de-escalation. My son is a supervisor in a homeless shelter here in town, and they just did a huge training on microaggression, which I had to ask, what the heck is that? And how you're aggressive without realizing it. He said he had a coworker, every time she walked through the general room where all the homeless was, she always clutched her purse next to her. That was a phrase I'd never used, but my head immediately went to de-escalation, so I'm suggesting you look places other than the police force. Dan's absolutely right. We pushed about 15 years ago to let citizens in on training when they first came up, with the thought that if we're sitting in the room and we say, wait a minute, that kind of looks really bad to us because this is the way it looks to an average citizen before it hit the street, if that was helpful. They thought once upon a time that was Potter, and he was a true believer in community policing. And then last but not least, you guys, if anybody is a policy wonker, has any interest, this is a study called Contagious Accountability. It was published September 22nd, so it's very current. It's a multi-analytical study on body cameras, and it's amazing. It's 14 jurisdictions. I mean, it's really well written. It's going to come before you. It's a mind bogger, so you're going to have to start out, but I really suggest Contagious Accountability if you guys have the chance to read it. It's got a wonderful bunch of information.
Yeah, I guess from my position on this is that on the de-escalation use of force is that I'd like to see more studies, I guess, from the position of a female officer to a male officer, and analyze the data to see how they respond to these certain situations opposed to a male officer, a female officer, and have an understanding on just exactly how they perceive that situation on de-escalation, and actually do some studies on the overall use of force from the female officers to the male officers. And I've always said, in my opinion, we should have more female officers. Now, some people would definitely disagree with me on that, and that's okay. But if you're looking at having use of force and de-escalation techniques, we really need to look at that on the differences on how they may view those situations and how they may respond. And it needs to be looked at from a psychological position to see how they really view that. And when we're talking about humanizing and different things like that, it's good to have that perspective on maybe using certain techniques and having a clear understanding on exactly what might prevent and the use of force in de-escalation techniques. And it's very important to study that.